Greetings, geeks. Welcome to episode 875 of Geeks in Space. I'm Rob, Commander Taco Malda. And joining me today in pretend low Earth orbit, I can't talk because I was trying to find a button on my screen. We have Rob Roseboom.
Hello.
And Chris DeBona.
Hi.
Gentlemen, you know what was nice today is I didn't even feel like we had like the normal level of bitching before I pressed record. Like mostly it's like everybody's kind of chill.
It's pretty light.
Yeah, we're kind of
Pretty
happy.
light. Into the week. I think we're all optimistic about the weekend.
Yeah.
And
I mean, we do have a few more years before the NASA city killer 3.1% chance of hitting the Earth asteroid wipes out.
Yeah, do we have a story about that in the thing?
Well, it should be in there, but
all right, good.
Given that Reddit has gone broken on me, yeah, so we're fine. We got almost like what, 7 years?
Yeah, it's 2030 something, right? When it comes in.
Yeah.
Well, that's plenty of time to build a shelter.
Yep.
Versus
I got there like,
asteroid.
this is like a level 3 on the Torino scale. No big deal, unless it hits you, in which case it's bad. But
Bruce Willis is out. He can't help.
Yeah.
I mean,
we'll have to find someone besides Bruce.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, no, we
hope Elon's on it.
Yeah. Oh, I guarantee. I guarantee he's got things to say.
Yeah.
He's got opinions.
Well, what's funny, we have an Elon Musk story where he wants to deorbit the ISS.
Yep.
Now, hopefully after the astronauts have left, maybe not. It's not clear.
Mean, he probably wants to undock the SpaceX capsule that's still parked there.
Well, for sure, they'll send them letters to let them know that they have 24 hours to leave.
Yeah, but the post office is considering striking, so they'll probably never get it.
It's hard to get mail up there.
Well, I mean, you saw his interaction with the former commander of the ISS.
Yeah,
he's like, with all due respect, I admired what you did at SpaceX, but
Ambaloo asks if we can speed the asteroid up.
We could. The same technology that lets you divert an asteroid would let you, maybe speed it up a little bit.
Actually, that would be a really funny movie.
Yeah.
Because we don't have long. We have 7 years, right?
Well, my wacky startup idea, right? Buy a big plot of land in like the Australian outback or in Nevada, and then instead of diverting the asteroid, target it to where you could, reap the materials from it. I mean, this is a city killer. You know what? There's no cities near, the Golconda Summit. And there's just like a gold mine, and the guys at Barrick Gold would love it. They'd be like, "Oh, you're gonna deliver, 100,000 tons of precious metals? Great,
well, that's why Trump That's why Trump is going to save Canada and make it, our.
That's the meteor landing zone.
That's the crash pad.
Well,
I mean, though, but think about how cool the place would look if after a dozen or so small ass meteorites landed. I mean, it'd be fantastic.
I mean, well, here's the thing. If you look at Alberta and the way that they've mined for everything there, would they even notice a couple more scars?
No.
If we're good enough, we could land it right in the strip mining facility, fill it all back up, and just do it again.
Yeah,
exactly. Like a redo. It'd be like having the time stone.
I don't see why we shouldn't. That. I mean, it's just orbital mechanics. What's the big deal?
I'm excited.
We got to make this more popular so that we can get in his cabinet.
Yeah,
for sure.
The problem is that then we have to lie.
Can you imagine the hell?
We don't have to lie. We just have to say crazy stuff.
And that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I think you have to lie because I think you have to take the oath.
Well, I guess the oath is now, you swear fealty to the king.
Sig Heil, great leader, and his infinite terms.
Yeah, you have to do the right salute.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you're right, because we couldn't just lie in our oath.
No, you can't lie. That's what I'm saying.
It's like when they swear you in
who would do that?
Court, right? Once you've sworn to God,
it's the honor
system.
Or you swear on the Constitution.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If you don't believe in Skaarsgard,
believe in law and order, then turns out you don't believe in anything.
Well,
we're fine. Everything's great. Everything's normal.
Yeah, someone was talking about, I lived in Bolivia in between governments. You guys got a lot coming.
Yep. Yep. It's only going to go downhill. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. But we got some good news on the list in our in the Geeks in Space ongoing coverage of all things Bigfoot related. California is taking steps. They're going to officially recognize Bigfoot. I don't know if they're going to give him voting rights or just healthcare, but
Yeah, I was wondering how you guys would feel about this, because I mean,
Are they going to give him a ribbon? Or...
No, they're going to the official state cryptid.
Oh, I see it. They're not going to, present him with a reward or anything. They're making his species protected.
right. And
No. They're naming him the state cryptid.
Oh.
And I'm like, I always sort of associated Bigfoot with the Pacific Northwest, not with
Patty right there. That's a female.
And what
is?
What's her call? What does it sound like?
Oh, right, from the
it's
Bigfoot
just like a scream. I don't know if the females actually do the call. I think it's theorized that the males do most of the territorial calls.
It's part of their mating routine.
No, more like bull elk, letting people know that they're in the area, and if there are any chicks around. Sure.
Hey, ladies, I got big feet, 2 of them, and I'm officially recognized.
And I got a salmon for you. I'd imagine they eat salmon, like a bear.
So Patty here, for instance, wouldn't scream. She just goes around looking for berries, doing whatever.
Well, I mean, she's got such a lustrous coat. She must eat salmon.
She's a lady. She goes to knitting groups, sewing circles.
Yeah.
Bakes a nice casserole, hot dish to luncheons.
Yeah, a dish to pass.
Yeah.
At the teddy bear picnic and all that stuff.
She's a classy one. You can just tell. Did either of you guys ever read Murderbot?
Oh yeah.
Because I got on the list. I got a picture of there's a Skaarsgard. It's hard to tell which Skaarsgard because there are so many.
This is Vampire Eric Skaarsgard.
Yeah, Vampire Eric Skaarsgard.
Not Pennywise.
Not Pennywise Skaarsgard or Chernobyl Skaarsgard.
Yep.
Definitely not Chernobyl / Ingvar Malmsteen, whatever his name was in the Marvel movies.
Yeah, Grandpa Scientist Skaarsgard.
Grandpa Scientist, yeah.
Yeah. He's Murderbot. That's first picture.
Solvang? Was that the name they gave him in the Marvel? Yeah.
That sounds right. There's a lot of them. They have a very deep mine where they go and get more. They probably crashed an asteroid, a city killer asteroid, in the wilderness, and they just have been mining the Skaarsgard vein.
Skaarsgard, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like the Hemsworth. You have, all the Hemsworths, including the less good-looking ones.
Yeah.
But there's like a Bill, an Alexander, a Gustav, a Walter.
Right.
And there's some women, Elja's, she's pretty good looking.
Ever since America depleted its Baldwin strip mine operation, it's been hard picking for
Stellan Skaarsgard, he was busy.
I mean, it's just that the Baldwins have gone past their expiration date, right? It's time to
move on.
Yeah, time to move on.
Start mining new actors.
Right. And we're okay with Nepo babies. Like, we seem to have a lot of those, but we haven't really done as well with like a full-on litter of movie stars in a while.
Wow. Yeah, I'm trying to think of. I mean, that's a lot of kids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 Skaarsgard progeny of Stellan Skaarsgard. I wonder who his parents. Like, is he also a Nepo baby? Is it like a grand Nepo going on here?
Grand Nepo, yeah, that sounds right. Let's see.
And weirdly, Peter Skaarsgard is married to Meg Gyllenhaal, so that makes Jake Gyllenhaal sort of an honorary Skaarsgard.
Well, and also,
from Roadhouse,
aren't the Gyllenhaals already like a mini dynasty, like a mini family thing? Because aren't
they're guard adjacent.
Their parents were in production; they weren't actors themselves.
But isn't the Gyllenhaals? Right. Aren't there 2 of them?
Yeah.
So
Maggie.
Yeah, Maggie and Jake.
Yeah. So we got
apparently they're part of the.
We got 2 Gyllenhaals, 6 Skaarsgards. They could.
It makes sense though, because Skaarsgards are Swedish, and apparently the Gyllenhaals are descended from the Swedish noble family, the Gyllenhaal.
Maybe they're all like one like third degree of separation cousin, like
yeah, like Rudy Giuliani marrying his first cousin.
Yeah, you know, normal things.
They're all very good looking. I think that's all that we know from this.
Wasn't that a line from The Simpsons? And we want the past laws to date our cousins. That seems like a Simpsons like half. Like
well, until it was like 1953, the average American married their third cousin, just because.
I mean,
they didn't know anybody else.
Yeah,
you're not going anywhere.
I mean, Rob isn't your spouse your like third cousin? You know.
Not anymore.
Yeah. That's true.
There's a big shakeup.
Well, you know, my parents actually met when they were infants. Their parents presented them at the Italian Club in Tampa, and I don't think they're actually related though. Even though all of my great grandparents came from the same town in Sicily, so it could be true. You know, but when we did our whole ancestry, I think they were like connected by marriage through the third cousin thing. So
but you have the right number. You have the right number of toes, and like nothing's webbed, right?
Well, I mean, I have an extra nipple, but who doesn't? You know,
I don't.
But I always attributed that to my dad working with nuclear weapons.
I have the normal number of 3 nipples.
Yeah, I mean,
lots of witches have a 4th nipple, Chris. It's fine.
My nubbin.
My running joke was always like, "Oh yeah, my dad worked on nukes in Las Vegas, and he worked on plutonium in Oak Ridge. That's where my sisters were born." But I have the normal number of nipples.
Yep.
That everybody has, right?
Do you want to get even angry at a mega corporation? Because
sure, let's get angry. Let's get pissed.
For the first time, HP
good Lord.
is intentionally putting 15 minutes of hold time
on my
calls.
God, really?
Because that in that 15 minutes, people will. The article says they will self-solve.
Oh, really? That's the reason they officially said out loud. Holy shit.
Yeah, the hold loop is, while waiting, have you considered rebooting, turning it off on and off again, you know?
Because that's the first thing we're going to tell you to do.
Exactly, you know.
Have you rebooted your router?
So I'm not proud of this, but my parents used to call me with computer questions, you know, and I would not call them back for like long enough that they would reboot the damn thing.
Have you tried
and they'd call back and say, "Oh no, it's all fixed now." Or I would log in remotely and reboot the computer. You know.
Kat and I were talking about, and I didn't really, I guess I should have known, but I was not really aware that this was a practice. But you know how when you think you're on hold, you're waiting on hold, they obviously can listen to you and you are unaware. And I was aware of that fact, but I never really thought about you could just listen. And apparently it is standard practice to just listen to determine if the customer is angry or not. Yeah. Because then you have a sense of how to deal with the problem. Like if they're angry, well, let them calm down for a minute or whatever. Like that's apparently.
Or just hang up on them.
Or just, or you're.
Which is the preferred method, I think. Yeah. You know.
But anyway,
if my interactions with, IVR is any response, they flip a coin. They say, "Oh, well, we should hang up on this person."
Yeah. Apparently, this is just a normal thing. So the advice was that whenever you're on hold, you should just be saying things like, "Boy, this person taking my call sure is nice. She's been really working hard and helping out, and boy, she's doing a great job." Like just say that kind of stuff over and over and over again. Maybe you just have to do that for like 13 minutes, and then HP lets you through.
How would you know if you haven't talked to her yet?
I know.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, how do you the idea that you should pre-kiss ass? You know, I think suppressing any actual swearing at the IVR system is probably the most that you should be willing to do.
You're probably better served just saying something like, "Wow,
and
such a beautiful morning, such a beautiful morning. Nothing can make me mad."
Yeah. Well, and I know this is a wild idea. Never buy anything from HP.
Yeah, right.
Haven't you learned your lesson after 20 years of nonsense from these people? How
many printers have you thrown away?
No, I will not buy an HP printer. Period. Ever since my 90s era LaserJet, never again, dude. There's no world where I will buy anything from HP.
I will say I had a LaserJet that I got.
God.
From when I was working tech support in the early 90s, they were like upgrading a bunch of LaserJets, and I had like one
those
of
things were tanks.
those giant HP LaserJet 1s.
Yep.
And I got it. It still had toner in it, and I printed off that thing through all of college.
Yeah. No, the Jet Direct card, when it went on my LaserJet, is when I got rid of it because I couldn't really replace that reliably. So I was like, I'm done. And I went to the Dell Brother combo.
Oh yeah,
you know,
I still have the Brother.
Yeah, I mean those are solid.
I hate it. Because
why do you hate it?
I hate it because
it's a laser, right? Not an inkjet.
Yeah, but Rob, I have to use my printer at most every 2 weeks, and the reason that I need to use my printer is to print out my updated character sheet for your next for the next D&D campaign, and my printer will 100% of the time require it to be rebooted before I can print every 2 weeks. Like maybe if I print it every day, but it gets lonely and then it stops printing. I hate it. Just stay on. Just don't crash. Like all my shit in this house is actually really stable. Like I don't like I don't know. I have a router that I don't need to reboot. I very rarely have to reboot my Wi-Fi. Like I've got all this shit pretty well locked down. But the printer,
yeah,
every time I need to print, hate it. That was the list of the things that I had on the zone. I have only one piece of media. I saw Captain America. And it was about 2 hours long.
It was a movie.
It was a movie.
Is what you're saying?
Yeah. It wasn't terrible. It was just so by the numbers and so boring and so not interesting. Yeah. Like halfway through it, you're like, okay, it's not really as much a sequel to Captain America: The Winter Soldier, although it's trying to be like that movie, like kind of a little more grounded than some of the more bizarre Marvel stuff. But it's essentially really more of a sequel to the Ed Norton Hulk movie.
Yeah.
And Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the TV show. And
they had Lazy-Eyed Liv Tyler on there, right? At the end.
Oh, you're just going to go ahead and spoil the emotional payoff for Harrison Ford's
character? Did I ruin what's the name of the movie? Brave New
World.
America Captain Hulk movie?
Captain Hulk.
Captain Hulk. Yeah.
Captain Hulk. That would be cool. I'd be okay with that.
If they hadn't ruined the fact that he's going to turn into the Red Hulk. And like I know
that would have been a fun surprise.
You know from the comics that's what's going to happen, and so like the fans would have thought it, but the whole movie it's teased that this is going to happen, and like because of we've seen the marketing, every time it's teased, you know what's going to happen, and so like it just utterly deflates any sense of suspense. So the whole movie is just like, well, I know that around the hour 40 mark, Harrison Ford's going to turn into the Red Hulk. And because he's the president of the United States and a Republican, he's still going to get a third term.
Yeah, but I guess he ends up in the raft at the end. You know what? I have a hard time caring about any of this. Yeah. In fact, I saw the trailer for The Accountant 2.
Yep.
And it filled me with more joy than the last.
I have to step away for 2 seconds.
Go for it. 4 years of Marvel nonsense.
Yeah. Have you seen any more about the Fantastic Four? I've been
I saw the teaser trailer,
Yeah, I've been reading a little bit. People have seen it, and they say Galactus CGI is fantastic.
Yeah, no, it looked good in the trailer.
Great.
Yeah. And they didn't show any stretchiness in the trailer.
Yes, I know, and that was one thing. People were talking about how the Silver Surfer is in it briefly.
Ooh.
And that the stretchy part isn't terrific, which make him a surprise.
Well, it can't be. It can't be terrific.
Right.
It's impossible to do that well. I mean, you really have to lean in on the Thing and Johnny Storm and Sue Storm.
Yeah, and so many of her powers
and let Reed just be a smart guy with mild stretchiness.
Yeah, so many of her powers are invisibility based, though.
Exactly.
So like, how are you going to show that?
Think of the tragedy of taking Jessica Alba at peak hotness and saying, your job is to be invisible in this movie. It's like, what?
Yeah.
No.
Fail.
No. Make her shiny or something. I don't know.
Make her Silver
Crazy.
Surfer Chrome.
Yeah, sure. Have her be the Silver Surfer. No, yeah.
Right.
Anyway, Rob was just talking about the people who have seen the new Fantastic Four thinks it's not terrible, except for the stretchy parts.
Oh well, you've been pretty clear on your feelings on the stretchy parts. I get it.
Yeah.
You may end up being right. I'm hoping they can pull it off, but
if they just minimize stretchy, they may be able to.
Yeah, you got to keep this. You got to keep the stretchy to the bare minimum.
Yeah,
because I mean, you're right. It's a silly power, but in the list of powers that exist in comic books, there's lots of silly powers. So
yeah,
but
when John Krasinski played a Fun Factory to death, that was okay. That was a good use of the stretchy.
You like that?
Yeah.
There's a new season of Jack Reacher out now.
Yeah, no, we watched the first one or two of it last night.
I really liked the second season of that show. I'm hoping that this.
I did not. I thought
really?
the second season was kind of weak. The first season was very well done.
I really enjoyed
the second season. Was kind of lame. But it's okay.
Are either of you doing Severance?
That's the only thing I have to say. No.
Nope.
Really good. I got the new episode of it. I can't wait to watch. That's the thing I'm looking forward to the most this weekend. I'm gonna hopefully finish Spider-Man 2 on the PS5 and watch Severance. That's my entire weekend plan.
So I played Citizen Sleeper and I've started Citizen Sleeper 2. Boy, they're good.
What's the platform?
I hate them. They're really good. There's a grind mechanic that I absolutely detest and I have to finish. It's so good. It's so well done.
What's
a lot of reading?
Is it PC?
I mean, I'm sure you can get it on any platform.
I have all platforms. I just don't know. Although I don't game.
I got it on Steam.
My kids are doing nothing now but playing Marvel Rivals, and I'm just like, no, I don't need any of that. It is kind of weird because my kids have never read a Marvel comic book, and they've only seen maybe a couple of Marvel movies, but they kind of have this weird skewed view of all things Marvel because their perspective of Marvel is entirely Marvel Rivals. So they're just they know these weird tidbits about characters, but nothing deep. It's interesting.
No, I played Rivals and I played Deadlock, but I keep going back to Fortnite for that kind of thing. Sure. It's just, I get what they're trying to do, but it's not very satisfying to play. Well, and maybe it was just too early for both of them.
Arenas in WoW, that was, sure, this is fun.
Yeah. So this is a screenshot from Citizen Sleeper 2. And so you basically click on these little icons and go to different parts of the space station or wherever you're at. Mm-hmm. And then you have a dice mechanic that is both insanely frustrating, but kind of brilliant. So, and you play dice inside situations. You play the dice that you've got, and you can sometimes re-roll them with this push mechanic. And this thing, the red dots along the top are the level of stress. The higher stress you are, the more likely you are to break a dice. And it's it's infuriating. And you have a cat.
Widget says hi.
Okay, that's cool.
Widget doesn't want to get out of, is walking all over all of my things. I had to sign for a package. When I came back, I left the door open, and now Widget must touch all of my possessions. All right, well, let's say goodbye, gentlemen.
Yeah. But what if Zen had some media he wanted to tell us about?
What do you got? You got anything?
No.
Oh, man. Good, because all I have time for this weekend is Severance and to finish Spider-Man 2.
I mean, I am thinking about starting up Patriot again. I hadn't watched that in long enough. I really
I've had that bookmarked to watch forever, but I still have 7 Oscar movies left out of 35 Oscar movies, but now it's mostly the sad ones. I don't really want to things are hard enough for me right now. I don't want to go and watch 7 movies about the Holocaust survivors and victims of horrible human atrocities. There's enough of that in the real world right now, and I don't really want to watch it in my entertainment, but I also am obligated to watch 7 more Oscar movies before Oscars because I'm broken as a human being.
You know, you don't have to.
I do, but I do.
But he does.
You know how you have to grind in your video game? I have to watch the remaining 7 Oscar movies.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye, Rob Roseboom.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Chris DeBona.
See you.
That was episode 875 of Geeks in Space. I was Rob Commander Taco Malda, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.